Hello and welcome to another video from Sustenance and Cover, the only channel you need to not only survive the current apocalypse but actually enjoy it. And today's little video is going to be about the root ball. Yesterday I was pruning my trees and I came across a very good subject for a video, but by the time I realized that it was kind of late because I had already pruned this tree. Just get out here and start pruning and you forget where you're at and you don't think about things till it's too late. But in any case, here's the limbs that I cut off of here, if you can see them. You see they're all dead. Let me show you where those came from. Right here, right here, right here, right here, right here. And basically the point I'm making is that they're all those limbs were on one side of the tree. Now, sometimes you'll look at a tree and it'll look like limbs all the way around are just randomly dead, but they're really just dead on one side. You got to look where the limb connects to the tree, not where the limb is pointing, because sometimes they'll curve around. But if you notice, this side doesn't have anything pruned off of it. That's because when you see that, that means that something's wrong with the roots in your root ball. Not the whole root ball, but just one side. When roots dry up, it's game over. They're dead. And if you notice, there's a big indentation here. Let's see if you can see that. That's where I stepped. When I saw that those limbs were dead, I realized the roots were just hanging in air. So I stepped on that spot and sure enough it sank. And there's a couple of things that can cause that. You always plant your trees in the fall when it's dormant. That gives them a good 3 months before they start sprouting new green stuff, so the roots can settle in. But during that time they do settle in, and if you don't check them, your roots are just going to die if you get one of these cavities like this underneath the ground. And that cavity can come from just settling. You know, every time it rains, everything gets adjusted a little bit and it'll sink down and you'll just end up with air pockets. And once you get that root dies, all the limbs on that side of the tree die. And really the only solution is just to stomp it and hope for the best. A lot of times that kills the tree, but we're hoping this one will survive. Another thing that can wreck your roots without you knowing it, if you're not paying attention, is wildlife. When you plant something, the root ball is usually just filled with organic matter. It smells different than everything else that's around in the woods. And possums and armadillos, that's all they do all day is root. They're like a hog. And if you got hogs, hogs will root too. And they'll go right for anything you plant because that root ball smells different than the rest of the forest. And after going over your forest floor every day for their whole life, they'll smell when something's out of place and they'll dig. And if you don't see where they dug, the tree will die. Got to take care of that root ball. When spring comes, if it ain't in the ground and it ain't in contact with the dirt that's around it, you're going to lose half your tree if you don't lose the whole thing. If you don't want to survive, don't listen to me.